settled on them. They're used to all of that expectation as well. And the fact
Got
that
G2 on defense, we've got EDG on attack. Is the top 20% still looking good after these upsets? Nah, it's gone, man. Accept it. We're going for bottom 20% now these days.
Overall placements. We'll have to see during this match.
Yeah, they were doing this wall before. They were doing this wall before. Yeah, the faster you accept that the pick'ems are in the bin, the better, man. It's all gone. But luckily for us, they give you a little they give you a little stage looking at a globe just for participating. So we get that. We're not even making the 50%, my guy. We're out here with the sage globe sticker, whatever it is.
Giving them a lot of space there, playing for his own life. Simon, the plan, nothing to push it back.
This wall helps for the retake, and EDG looks like looks like they talked about this a little bit, and they fight in front of it heavy with 4 people.
Maybe a few more where that came from. He's eager for it.
Whoa!
You don't want to test to this guy because he will challenge.
Dude, the sheriffs.
Standing tall.
He's 1 HP.
This guy has already done the damage. And it's fallen to pieces before their very eyes. EDG.
Wait, it is a good plan.
He's still with a plan down. Time ticking. Leaf.
Ooh, I like
options
this.
left for him. Has to stick this one just for the win cons having a defuse, sticking it all away.
Whoa.
Attack, but
Holy hell. Hey, that got close, man. Shout out to the sheriffs here. Kang did good, Leaf did good.
Pistol round. Up here for
shout out to EDG just in general, like as soon as they saw this wall, they knew that they had to fight in front of it. They did it with numbers, like they literally had 4 people here ready.
Or at least traded, or an attempt to trade, I should say, from Valen. Instantly a response from Leaf being able to pick up 3 on
the Chinese teams just own pistols.
Individual performances from both of those players. I think Kang's going to need to try to take moves like that.
This is a Cupid wall, that's all you'll say, so that's why they lost. We can blame Cupid for the pistol rounds. And this round, probably. Down again. Okay, we'll keep an eye on the pistols.
We talk about it so often, but this G2 team, they are so disciplined.
Yeah.
You know you're not going to be able to catch individuals on their own too often. They're going to be trying to set up these
Sheriff on defense. We get a recon over towards middle, and we've got 3 pass and push, just trying to duel together. Well, they wanted to until this Viper smoke came up.
The brilliance that they can pull out at times.
If they can drag teams into that tempo and play style even better. The trouble is, G2 not really privy to it. They don't particularly like to opt into it.
No, they are an extremely slow-paced team, especially once the side swap and G2 get onto the attack side. But you can see here, for example, no G2 players on the defensive A contesting these angles.
That's nice. That's what they wanted to do now. Insta reaction from EDG to push over towards site. And Kang is probably going to farm them up pretty heavy here.
At least for this half.
Thing is, though, if you play retake all the time, EDG are going to get an idea of that, and then they're just going to start vacuuming up space without using too much utility.
Bro's going through every single possible after plant position you can play on A.
You know, at some point you do need to mix things up and go for contests, tuck somebody in the pipes, strats like this.
This is getting a little bit messy, but at the end of the day,
hey, very nicely done. Chichu pretty close to his ult. We got Simon pretty close to his ult. Not bad at all.
Going forwards now into the bonus, bit of extra weaponry.
And some good players with some good ult points there as well. Getting closer to Simon and Chichu's ultimates, who are the best ults to have online for your attack side on Icebox. Now we get to see what G2 are doing with an economy advantage. This is one of the rounds where you might expect them to play a little more aggressive. You know, we talk about G2 playing slowly, but that doesn't mean that they're completely
they still go
passive
for the same wall.
They do have aggression. They do like to contest, tuck
what's
what's
the plan from
for example?
A knife goes in, knife hits 2.
Got grabbed.
And the bonus is looking pretty good.
Still there. Just trying to see whether nobody in
especially when this guy's got 5
utility combo that we see from a lot of teams on their attack side. Notice as well that Chichu is not using Nanoswarm to deny pipes, but Trent might get overwhelmed.
Yep, might indeed. Underhanded fire straight through.
Oh, what, you want the whole of back of sight? Sure, man. Here's the whole of back of sight. We'll give you a wall that gives you full space.
Still have to stand here for G2. EDG with that player advantage. Massively so, in fact, now left down to just Jonah P. This is an EDG fully powered up, fully empowered.
I mean, very nice, man. I really not too sure about the wall when they get close here.
That's a fantastic beginning for EDG.
Then they don't have to worry about the right side of sight.
Like I said, no
they can just take so much space, like I said.
They used the knife over towards pipes.
I get the little one-way at the back. It has a cool little one-way at the back, which means you
They're
can
not using util on A already in round 3 because they've got the read that G2 are going to be sat back a little further. This time there was a bit of a brawler scrap on site, but you could just tell from the position that Trent used his drone. He had no clue that EDG were pushed up that far.
Yeah, no, and they were here so fast as well. We're here so fast. And we got a big buy round next, and there's a good chance that Smoggy and Chichu can have their ult online if they play this right. Same with Icy, really.
Or download their opponent as the games go on, sometimes from map to map.
I'd agree with that point. They tend to take a bit of time as well, like you said, to download the opponents and make the necessary reads. It was becoming a bit of a chore, honestly, watching them in America as they drop the first map and then just go on to rinse by the time they got to the third.
But what that means is, if you're a team like EDG looking to secure another massive win for China here today, it's about trying to punish them when they're in that warming up phase, when they're gearing up. You want to get as many rounds on the board as early as you possibly can, so that comeback becomes impossible.
EDG is be ensuring to take this one slowly, steadily.
Jonah's got a lot to do. Jonah's got a lot to do. He has a smoke that's going to delay the plant a little bit. In the plant, though, we've got 30 seconds. Leaf has no molly for this.
Big ults to utilize, which Simon's going to be letting loose and letting rip right now.
Yeah, Simon picked up the orb on this one. This just gives him the ult, and the ult that I thought was going to be used into the next round is used onto this one just to secure it. And if they can keep it nice and clean, it's so worth. They would get their money really strong on this one. I mean, Smoggy would.
Simple cleanup.
Smoggy would hit 9K.
But a pretty big ult expenditure. It's one that Simon would love to have for the next round. Perhaps a little worried about time pressure there.
Ooh.
But they've kept things very, very clean.
How much damage did that do? That's like quite a wide angle there.
Coming into round 5
okay, dude, so much money. It is one of the best possible starts you could ever have, because we're almost... I mean, if they win one extra round, we get 3 people that reach 9K.
Not too much of the early fighting, as we've already mentioned. At least when we've seen it drift over towards the A site. We'll see, though. G2 also coming up close to a couple of ults of their own. Big ones, in fact. 2 from the lockdown, Reckoning, Thrash 1 away. Kill could put that onto the board, but G2 have got to start, I think, pressuring at least that they're fighting over A early. Again, the knife just tagging onto the 2 of them. Pair of players, Valen and Icy. Ordered back, pushed away. And Jonah P is going walkabouts here with a wall in his face as 2 players side by side. Again, a game of time, and G2 are they going to be catching it, looking completely.
Oh, God. They're getting wrecked, man.
No response there to the audio cue of the wall falling. They're already pushed up.
Oh, God.
Leaf balls as well.
My.
They're getting annihilated.
It's open season. EDG looking like this one is far too easy for them. Simple stuff. These first 5 rounds that we've watched, I mean, look at
Look at it. Every single jewel everywhere. We creep up over towards B. Got the classic wall. We dropped the wall. We're already so far ahead. They've pushed out into the open. We dropped the wall.
1v5 here.
Like, G2 need some kind of timeout, man. And I would start by changing the wall, I'll be honest.
We'll be able to carry that one into the next. Another flawless one. 5 alive, this time on a gun round. EDG have a tremendous amount of momentum behind them now.
Remember that EDG have been sat kind of in the back of champions today, watching their compatriots.
Dude, yeah, it just feels like they're getting wrecked by walls. We had the wall over towards here on defense that gave them full space over towards A, so they didn't have to worry about the right. Another next buy round, they got the attack wall. They insta creep over towards the box on B, full map control, or full space taken to drop the wall.
Extremely well today. And if that didn't give them enough confidence, how about a 5-0 start against G2?
Okay, let's go back to the normal. Go back to the normal wall on it.
As you said, mainly on the attack side, the calling of Valen. He'll be running rings around teams. He'll be calling perfection, the ults in terms of how they sync it up. It's all being worked to a masterpiece.
Stephen Liggy, thank you so much, man. Thank you for the gifted. You gifted the Valorant Esports China channel. Honestly, I respect that.
But I mean, G2 just losing.
Today's the day.
I think in that previous round, G2 making a hard read that when the knife and the recon came in...
Oh, thanking himself.
Valen, he's thinking about going for the ult orb. He backs off and he's thinking, all right, this is similar to what I've seen before. This is EDG contacting in behind this utility onto A. And in fact, completely wrong read. EDG mix it up, drop the wall.
Same wall. Same wall here. Uh-oh.
Just for people who haven't been aware of both of these teams, if you haven't been following them in their regional leagues, I thought from watching EDG, now they don't think this because they don't permaban it, but I thought Icebox was their worst map that they play.
I mean, it is their worst map.
So for them to be 5-0 up right now, looking really prepped.
But it was also G2's worst map. So it's weird. Like, it's both of their worst maps.
Bodes well.
If you take out their bans.
And another pause. I see the timer frozen.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
That strikes fear into my heart, Josh. That strikes, especially when you don't see the timeout.
We had a lot of very late hit rounds in our first series of the day. It's already the time ticking. We're down for a very long one today.
Been here a few hours already.
IRSYO. How do I say your name?
On the attack side are going to be slow as well. And here it is.
Not sure, but thank you so much for the continuing the gifted sub, man. I call you AR. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
More time for Valen to be thinking about things.
DC kick.
When you've just come out of attack timeout and there's ideas that you want to implement.
That or they put the wall down. He's like, oops. Didn't mean to do that one.
To think it through. We'll see.
Okay.
Find out
the reset of the round.
In terms of what exactly is going wrong.
Yeah. And it looks like we're going to be back in the game fairly shortly as well.
Pansy? Yeah, Pansy's there now, right?
We're into this next round of Icebox. So very small tech
pause. Insta touchdown.
Be too concerned about. G2 trying to
just walked into the venue. Tech pause goes down. Stephen Liggy, what's going on, man? Stephen, thank you for the gifted. Why is Boostio now getting one?
The dart.
Full process here.
They've got acknowledgement that there's an EDG player at least around, but they don't know how many. And the slow pace that EDG are applying right now is making G2 just sweat a little bit more. Valen even going for a couple of peeks here, but he's missed. Oh, no, not quite. It's nobody that's missed the timing here with a Cove to evacuate.
Cove to get out. First time maybe full stop that they got the first kill. I haven't been fully keeping on top, but it feels like that.
Choosing not to try to turn that into an all-out brawl like some teams might. There's that discipline of G2 dropping back in the 5v4. But with their weapons, still 3 players with sheriffs, it's not yet a clear advantage.
Toxin going up.
Just the first hurdle that's cleared. About 40 seconds.
Look at all the space that Chichu got over towards B very early on. Dodge on those shots. Could have been bad for Simon.
To be set up here. Leaf doesn't have the weapon to try and push this one back here, so should be an open side, but also being committed, and I don't blame them with only 20 seconds.
Fish, they're getting...
Simon, sticking that, going for the plan as well. Thrash has really cleared too much. Well, but a backstab, no way! Responded and adjusted. Icy just whips it around.
Dude, they're so lucky that Icy gets that kill. He did great. 5 HP, survives. Yeah, we've got a Killjoy on top of this. We've got full space from Smoggy as well. And you gotta look at the HPs here and just feel like this one's done.
Slide awareness, Smoggy already wrapping this one. Thrash connecting.
Hey, Smoggy finally goes down. First death.
Potentially that time on the board to make a go of things. Damage done though.
Yeah, and if Simon just gets this molly down,
pocket, could play spoilers
like that.
Absolutely all of this one. It's already gone flying, and Trent is finished.
Yeah, takes down Trent, kills Wingman. Very nicely handled from EDG, and if you're looking at G2, they used the official on this one as well. Very nice. Logic Valo, thank you so much for the gifted. Kang, there you go, welcome in. Thank you for that. Matthew Who, 01 with a tier 1, thank you so much for that. Thank you. G2, please, you're on your knees. Yeah, it's not the best start, man. Logic _ Valo, before that, gifting to Valorant, of course.
But at the end of the day, too little time and too much good post-plant utility.
And Jay Brecky also with the gifted. Thank you so much, man.
That fragment to work with. G2 get rifles back. Are they going to try something similar again where they go for a piece of aggression? I think doing the same thing on A would be silly, but you know, going for a mid-push like this where they triple up does seem like a decent idea. They were threatening flanks like this constantly in their opener against Paper Rex.
Using a drone now to take that space. Don't see the turret.
Big change up. We've got a really passive turret, but they're still going to spot them. Let's check their reaction.
Group up.
Let's see what their reaction is. It's weird because you kind of need to take screens, but they got the wall, which means that maybe they would react fast back.
You look at the position of Jonah P's wall. If the turret was on the left here, it would
let's see. Here we go. What's the reaction?
It's broken. Alerts EDG now to the flank as well with no
yeah,
command.
okay, they want to go aggro. We got Flash, and you could see these two wanted to try and actually take some map control over towards screens. This is looking like the first round for G2. G2 would have to do a madness to win this.
Still lands the shot.
I mean, that is a madness.
And holding it tooth and nail in through the back, but G2 finally with those
How did he get the kill?
Put a round on the board.
Because in theory, he ate the Flash.
The same flank play that ends up working out for them. It's been a staple of the G2 defensive playbook. They bring it out, and despite the turret realizing that they're out there,
I cast it, bro,
done.
but how?
Mostly thanks to Valen and what he was able to do to control the post-plant aggression. You watch him take down Kangkang there, and that's an absolutely vital one. In those kind of spots, the Jets are always going to look to try to get aggressive and open up some space on the other side of the map. So the first attempt to stop the bleed in there from G2. Now they're going to start to get ults online as well, but I'm sure EDG are thinking up a response.
Yeah, that's despite the fact as well that Valen at high seed ended up using it into that half by round 6.
We got Killjoy ult, we got the Sova ult that breaks the Killjoy ult. We change up the wall from EDG back over towards B instead of the straight A one. Over towards
a lot like the same setup when they pushed Valen into nest.
Dude, they did 4 people here to try and get this orb as well. So EDG was so fine with them getting this ult, and they just wanted to make a lot of space over towards B. No one shoots the recon tap with the spike, means that mollies get used. And then tap with the spike means that they make some space in middle. It's still a nice overall round from EDG. I like the plan here. Wasn't a bad plan at all.
Chichu is being caught out of position. Hunter's Fury, at least to relieve that pressure.
But even this was kind of cool. Even the Sova ult to try and make sure that your team gets kills over towards middle.
Going to be a tag onto him as well. Lit up and already players fall.
Okay, even though EDG got absolutely annihilated in this round, I still kind of liked it.
Flawless round.
At least there was like a plan. They knew they were losing this, they were going to get the ult, but then they had like a backup plan. After the spike, make him use util, then take space on middle, and hopefully you kill the Sova. That's probably just picked up the ult. The idea was still good.
Think of the second player in that spot.
G2 really needed this for money as well.
Out on A, got the recon deep as well, gave them enough peace of mind to know it was a full B hit. They weren't worrying about which direction things were going. The things that were working for EDG early on were when they were quiet and contacting, making it very difficult for G2 to read it.
Hey, that's a nice early timeout.
Yeah. At the moment, this seems like a very good adjustment that came out of the tactical timeout. So EDG are going to try to make one of their own. See what Muggle can do.
Nobody ult that. He tried to get he tried to bail out his teammate over towards middle to get the kill.
Yeah, it's an interesting note. I mean, we didn't really talk about it too much when we were covering the EDG game.
They really just wanted that trade in middle for pressure.
Sometimes a shift up is what you need, honestly, because this EDG team, they felt just, I don't know, knocked down.
And like as soon as you got that map control there, it means you can't do the good Killjoy ult, which then means that you probably do a bad Killjoy ult and then waste your ult.
Fresh perspective, I think.
It wasn't. I'm telling you, it wasn't as bad as it looked at all.
Yeah, I think I would phrase it as that they had hit their ceiling. They were still performing very well in China, but they'd had one breakout event last year at Tokyo, and they weren't able to replicate that. They weren't able to go further than that. And so at that point, you got to take a risk. It might make you worse, benching Haodong and bringing in Simon and making all of these changes. But if it doesn't, perhaps it's the thing that's going to crack you through that ceiling and bring home a big result.
Very far away from ults. This is G2's chance to stack up some rounds.
And now they're in a race with the rest of the Chinese teams by the look of things to crack a big result here at Champions.
Yeah. Snipe just unable to get broken early off the rip.
Gives them good info though. Harbor, Sova.
But it doesn't push G2 back. G2 still get good information. And this is not A.
Yeah.
Yeah, this usage of the recon.
4 people here. Recon clears all of this.
The same round that we just watched.
And it looks so similar to the round that just happened.
And then you
maybe Jonah P's a little bit further away from the rotate than round prior.
Unless EDG have got something different. Well, the shock's a good first thing that's different.
Yeah, they actually have no delay right now to stop this plant.
The nano swarms.
So they're taking Snowman, flash through.
Again, a lot of walking up behind these walls and underhanded flash. Simon
doesn't go deep enough to hit Leaf.
Leaf was tucked though, and there is safety there, but not for the rest of the rest of his team. They couldn't quite.
No plan, by the way.
So he's going to get traded. Tag up into the back. Thrash now follows through straight through onto the site, but broken just before the detainment onto the high.
It's nice for Kangkang. Do they expect him to do this because it's madness? Yeah, they don't at all. That's lovely, bro.
Just was not expecting it. Deep dart.
That was awesome decision making. Dodged the fish with the updraft, kind of sold his teammate out. Bro, look at the shots as well. Look at the shots. They hit some incredible shots here.
What a great adjustment coming out of the tag timeout. Obviously, great individual play.
Dude, it was kind of just the same round, and they were happy with the amount of space that they took.
About how good the tag timeout was from G2.
This time they actually just had like the thought of taking Snowman.
Come out with a round that looks exactly the same to the one they
yeah,
just had,
it was exactly the same, apart from they took
flash,
Snowman.
They pushed deep, they trade out Leaf, who had the lockdown. And then they have all of that position for Kang Kang.
But it's still pretty good, like what's going on. But you can see this is just 2 rounds that are called because of this ult. Oops, that's a smoke that you can't pick up.
That's really bad in this patch.
Yeah, that happens to the best of us. We've all been there. They Viper, that is.
It's a good job that they break the turret, otherwise that would
yeah, so what I was going to say is like Killjoy, obviously the good ones here, and anything else isn't great. So round before they wanted to have mid control to try and do this, and then coach actually calls a timeout and it's like, it's better if we just take Snowman. Have no space at all to even do any kind of ult. Leaf was there anyway.
He is almost the opposite of Kang Kang in many respects.
Yeah, he definitely is. Not leaning into it. Although Kang Kang's rifling. Definitely been on the up and up now. Year plus, to be honest. And again, that contact playstyle, just walking all the way up. Shock dart again.
Yeah, shock dart again did so much.
No value to be had. Just walking.
A one-person walk, and they put the knife there, so it kind of looks like he's not there. Because why would you try and knife where you already have? I'm nervous. Yeah, they don't fully clear it. Dude, that knife baited him in so well.
Clean off G2. Have no chance in hell to keep playing this one. Spam through the box. Leaf is lucky to be alive. He'll be backing all the way away. Needs to be defended here. They want to keep these guns.
This G2 team that's normally so
G2,
good at shutting
man.
down stars,
Oh, he saw them both. Damn, dude, he gets both here. They're playing so well. They're playing so well.
What we're getting from Kang Kang in this map so far.
Yeah, they locked him in.
It's Tokyo.
It really is. It's given Tokyo.
Tokyo.
12-4, top of the scoreboard. Not just for his team, but top of the leaderboard overall.
Yeah, and not just the kills that he's getting, but here, completely denies a lockdown opportunity, completely shuts down G2 trying to trade him out. He's
through the
facing
window.
2 players so often and killing them both. And that's going to win you rounds.
I've only seen that like twice. Safe did something similar with a dash. About it. Okay, G2 always do this setup.
That they possibly can before they get into that second half here for round 11.
Does EDG have a plan for this?
The Viper's pit in the back pocket already offloaded. Down through B main.
It's always this ult down here. It's always the alarm bot. Sometimes the alarm bot changes a little bit. It'll be on this X or X. They've been changing it up slightly. That's like the only difference they do. G2 go back to the A wall. They feel like they're giving them too much space. So now we just have perma wall here in terms of Viper wall and then Harbor wall.
Drone, get the tag and a break.
Yeah.
They bait this guy in pretty well again. They're doing so good.
There was a second player there.
And it's just barely held. Jiggle peaked as well. Chichu almost lucky to be alive. There was a couple of players that quickly were looking to try and put a stop to
Look at the numbers. If G2 go hunting for this guy, there's going to be 4 of them here.
A is extraordinarily open, but if they commit to the B split, Jonah P could win the round still.
Allen's dropped. I think that's through the window. Leaf has got a lot to do into this spot as well, but just with the Stinger in hand, close quarter combat, even with him being set up for it, the pit's still up and active.
Oh man, and look at what they've done though.
Kang Kang.
Pulled the Viper away. They know the Viper's here, surely. Guys, the ult's still up.
Right from behind, just not expecting that. Level of awareness that went missing there for EDG into this round, and it leaves it to Chichu. One player running and gunning, but time is against him with only 12 seconds.
I mean, it's still doable.
Him versus Jonah P. The timing should be granted. You need to hit.
Okay, very nice from Jonah. I mean, really well played round from him. Again, I don't even think the overall plan from EDG is like bad at all. I felt like the overall plan was awesome.
And that makes
trying
the
to
rest
pinch
of
over
EDG
towards the
think
Viper.
he's
We even
still
had
playing on site.
the
He manages to duck back inside his pit.
there's nobody that walked all the way through.
Yeah, that kill is just so big. He manages to duck back inside his pit, and then they don't realize he's somehow managed
it was more
to
just
loop
him.
people
He should have
behind
looked at the fact that
and
ult
pick
was
them
up,
both
and
from
he should have thought he was by
He's
the
called
alarm
the
bot.
professor for a reason.
Like they even
and
they pulled the rotate
that
off
was
in terms of the
locking down B
Viper,
with
and
a
then they
Viper's
made the
pit
space of the
101.
lane that was free that didn't have the alarm bot. Like
Learn.
Yeah, I take that class.
I don't think I've disliked a round from
I think the
EDG
classes
yet.
are normally more
Like even the ones
generalized
they've
than
lost
that.
have been
incredibly
awesome.
specific for an opener.
Yeah.
Egotistical professor.
Requiem Vale, thank you so much, man. Appreciate the 4 months. Thanks for the tier 1. And an Adrian, how we doing, man? Thank you for the 11 months. Did the prime also.
And there's big ults online for G2 here. Again, going for this re-clear into mid. They've been doing this quite a lot with the drone. Gives them peace of mind in that direction.
Hey, Viper
well.
will back over towards A this time.
At least this is going to be leaning over towards the A side. They do have, again, the ults for the retake.
Yeah, and they're going to
Ideal.
try to...
Leaf dropped.
Dude,
Ooh,
Chichu, dude,
huge.
back-to-back
No lockdown
fast
now
kills.
available, and Simon, if he pops ult, can deny the reckoning. He's just got to get the timing right here.
You should run.
And locking down one avenue as well. Lockdown's going to be just
Give me
dropped
Smoggy.
straight into the center of
You
the
got-
site with his flank. They're going to be pushed out into all these extremities, and Smoggy is left to watch most of this one, tucked, crouched. The peak
got a
timing is
backup gun here.
absolutely everything. And Smoggy delivering death blow after death blow and toying with his food at the end. He knows that he's essentially wrapped this one up. Running around him, not giving Jonah P any easy access. Not to the body. Valen shut out.
He's gonna put down Viper ult.
Chichu with a movement.
Whoa,
Nice
what
little jiggle,
what an
kick in
attack
the
half
face.
from them.
Jonah
It was incredible. It was really good.
Shut down and shut out of the round entirely. This is a 9-3 if I've ever seen one.
And a beautiful half from EDG.
It was.
I mean, the way that they played around
incredible.
the ults in that final round completely outplayed G2. And then you think
Yeah,
back to
they had
previous
a-
rounds where
they had a
Kong
good
is
plan
pushing
for a
deep
lot
on the
of stuff
screens
that
to
was going
deny
down
lockdown.
here.
They've just had a phenomenal awareness of how G2 are going to play around ults this whole half.
With how prepped
And
they
I'm
were
sure
here,
that's going to extend into the
I'm
next.
half expecting that if there was a normal veto, that Icebox might have been third map, because they look very prepped. They
Trade in
either
any
expected
phone
them
in
to
any
pick it
condition,
or they
guaranteed.
expected it.
And get $800 off the new Galaxy Z
They
Fold
had
6.
some good stuff.
Only on Verizon.
Especially that the Viper ult round makes me think that than anything.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Also, their rounds when they were going up against Killjoy ult was nice. Not saying that's like anti or anything. It was nice for stuff. How screwed are Paper X? If G2 go down to the lower bracket, Paper X are very screwed. Yeah. Four slots are not enough for China. Okay, now we're getting it. I like this. Getting the revenge for the amount of times that's been spammed. Yeah, honestly, just this event in general should be nice to just stop a lot of those. 2-1 against Paper X and land. We are good at Icebox instead of we understand how to play Icebox against Paper X. I think that might be true as well. They got a lot of confidence from that game.
To take one of the best maps from G2 for G2 away in the form of Icebox early on with this 9-3 beginning. And my goodness, it's listen, China just one event too late, I think, as well. They probably would have liked to have done this at Shanghai, but they'll take now.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, that's a great question. Would you have preferred to win?
I think Fnatic can win against
China
Crew,
or
bro.
win Champs? I think most people would still say
We've been
Champs.
watching this
yeah.
event.
But to be honest, that
Anyone
might
could
be a
beat
tough
anyone at the
question for
moment.
some
I'm pretty
Champs.
sure. Everyone is so
But
good at this event. It's
we're way,
not for,
way,
We're getting
way
way ahead of
far away.
ourselves.
not for everyone's
Way
grabs.
far away.
man.
But it's difficult not to get
Fnatic
sucked
obviously
up into
map
the
always
hype.
helps them.
Again, EDG, if they're able to close this out, would be looking good to be the best performing.
Except
number one
Sentinels,
seed
damn, you guys
in
are
the
savages.
tournament.
Absolute savages.
What a world, man. What a world.
Yeah. G2 have got some time to fight back, but they need a pistol here for it to seem even remotely doable.
That's the trouble, is their attack side does look good. But as you mentioned, you need a pistol round to even just get the buffer room to breathe, because EDG win this one.
Great knife. Stop the drone on this one early as well, so they didn't manage to check back a yellow. We got a knife to see if... oh, sorry, that was
This is when nobody
delayed.
absolutely shines. If there was a lurker over on A,
But yeah, G2, but G2 do this all the time, and I wonder if they've been looking in tendencies of like how much they cut sounds. This info right here and info right here can stay strong. We got a flash from Simon. Do we wait for this to go down? No. Okay.
Swing. Straight up, taking the fights as well. This one could get dangerous and dire still.
Simon's a lunatic. Because Kang was out of there ages ago.
He needs some defense, but still.
Really nice though. Like it was together at the beginning before he dashed out. Like everything was good here.
10th round, a pistol round. EDG.
That's a double pistol.
All about the upsets.
Looking great there on the pistol. They got the read perfectly that it was on B. Is it a risk to go for a reclear like this when you know that they're 5-stacked in B main? Absolutely. I mean, you're opting into
dueling together here. Love the little 1-2 from Chicha as well.
And yet they still come out on top. They had that element of surprise, dodged the utility beautifully. Players are popping.
2-0 for the pistols.
Take a look
Dude,
at the scoreboard here.
Not that I could draw 2s good before, but they're really
Smoggy
defeating
was
me.
amazing in the game against Foot. Chichu's at the top of the scoreboard. Everything is working right now for EDG.
Right here.
It would be unfathomable that they dropped this map from this point.
It really would.
And that's without taking anything away from how good G2 have looked here. It's just, it looks like EDG's day here on Icebox.
Right there.
The read and more firepower hitting. Weapon in the hands of Smoggy. Hearing all this noise. Bullet sent flying. Straight into the back here, no punish. Oh, almost catching onto Smoggy. He's going to get overwhelmed. Surely will fall. Drop the gun into the laps of G2, including this plant. Time might get against him as well. It's long rotates on a map like
might come down a lot down to Kang here.
Well from Trent and Valen.
Even though he has a sheriff. I wonder how late he's going to go.
At this point, it gets real tricky. Be moving in and out as well. They're in the walls, man. They're in the walls, and it's all about collecting the kills when they're.
It doesn't even matter. Oh my god, Kang's dashing on him.
I presented to you, Kang.
It was 15-6. Hey, let me tune into some of EDG's scores at the moment. So they must have some mental scores right now.
When they get that plan down, I start to get a little bit worried, but all contained, all maintained.
There's been some convincing rounds.
They are in control of the map.
16 didn't even update yet.
No, I respect that.
That's ridiculous from
That's ballsy.
Am I a believer? Maybe. I'm not sure about winning the event though, Saint, but
time is
and it's open.
Yeah.
Dude, 17-5, 16-6, 15-6.
When you call tack timeouts after
There's 3 of them on an absolute wild scoreline.
Because what kind of input can you really get from your coaching staff here that you didn't get during the halftime anyway? I understand that EDG are up to 11. Maybe you just want to run through the bonus, figure out what's going on. Maybe overall things are off. Comms, somebody's freezing up on stage, someone's not playing as you would expect them to. But
3-11 Icebox.
That's the final timeout that G2 have access to. They're 8 rounds behind, and EDG are 2 away from closing things out.
With how the rounds have been, though.
I think Josh might have a chance to talk to his team in just a couple of rounds' time, to be honest.
Definitely
face to face.
At least a turnaround mentality.
What the hell?
But
Pretty accurate, but
out a set strat, an idea, anything to counteract this momentum that EDG have right now. And I mean, they're going to be going into it with bonus round weaponry. A couple other players didn't invest. They might be able to buy for the next. I mean, Kang might
stop streaming NA or EMEA and just start doing China. Dude, I see what the schedule's like for next.
It's very unusual the way that this map is played.
Dude, maybe we have to prioritize the best region. Right.
But also because G2 have all year been excellent at shutting down individuals that meet them one by one and get double kills, get multi-kills on them. They are very, very good at trying.
Ardis is going to go to China. Bro, Ardis don't need... China doesn't need Ardis right now. I'll say that much. They're doing great. This was Ardis' backup plan, man. It's all going wrong for him.
Try and get your way past this one here with a Dizzy getting that acknowledgement. It's G2 sending a couple of bullets through. Do collect the one drone as well on top of it. Kang has to respect that. So will back away. Chichu, the exploration, underhand with the flash as well. Right from behind, that is sublime, man.
Yeah, maybe too much for Kankan on this one, but what do we?
We'll have to give that one up. Backs himself away.
Oh yeah, you guys are so.
They want to refight it as well. These timings
they want a duel all the time.
Perfection once more.
There's a good flash and timing of the flash as well, though.
Here. 50 seconds left into the round. Could call for the pause, but your Viper's down and out. Can't even wall up and just try and fake like you could be rotating, faking like you could be walking up. Valent's hard committed, bodies and shoulders.
Bro, he can't be out in the open like this. Someone get him.
Just overcommitting here, and Valent's the one who's put a stop to all of that nonsense. Simon now, last one left. First one's good. 2 more players to deal with. It was just a slight tap.
Oh, he gets around the corner.
You
know they're swinging together.
Wonderful job to try and isolate these fights out, but only 2 bullets left.
2 bullets.
To work with. He has to commit to the
reload. I kind of thought he was going to do that. I'm not going to lie to you. Nice run from G2. The confidence from EDG needs to get shut down. Some of the stuff they're doing, it's awesome that they're doing it together though. Like, it's not like it's one person like heavy overheating or anything. It's like they're all super confident. They're all just out here just fighting together the whole time. Like, everyone's committing. Like, look at these guys. They are straight up out in the open, but at least they're doing it together.
Even when they take fights out in the open, trying to force the tempo up against G2. They would have to... They would have to take risks like that and lose it so much more, though, for this map to become even close.
they're taking turns.
It's 1 for 1, isn't it?
Is it the server?
No way.
Why not for Jonah P?
Brutal.
See, the thing is, people are going to say that Jonah P's rattled in that situation, even though Smoggy did it earlier, and you know, he
when they were dominating,
massively leading. Oh, yeah. Not everything's fodder for the armchair analysts, but.
It is for me, ready to pick it apart. What 2,000 years of Roman war can teach you. This Kankang is hyper committed. He's got nobody alongside him here. The Z connects though, they should know he's up top, and the dash will not save you, nobody. Again, seeking to at least...
What? Why did nobody look so... Did he get flashed and we didn't see it and we went back to him or something?
Well.
That looked really weird from his POV.
Timing, but now he is just fully committed once more into the corner. Chichu responds, vacuuming up that space, but he's traded in that discipline, rearing his head to G2. He was singing the praises, expecting that level of play from them. It will grant them at least a round winner. It looks towards
He's waiting for the flash, yeah, but...
Real chances for Smoggy in this.
Hey,
there shouldn't be an opening.
I agree with you, but he kind of wasn't. If that makes sense. He wasn't like ready at all.
Super tight.
There it is.
Beautiful as well.
Okay, this one is a great sign. Like, this was a confident round. Force him down to eco.
G2 were trying to do these things earlier on, and the individualism from EDG was shutting them down. They were also slightly off, just ever so slightly, in terms of those multiple swings and timings.
Yeah, I mean, give him, what, half a second? Give him half a second, the flash goes in. I reckon he was, like, trying to wait for it, because it was kind of in front of him, the flash, so he was, like, waiting to turn, I think.
Shh, keep it down.
Like, waiting for the cue of his teammate of the pop, him to just turn.
You can't ask the crowd not to react when you bungle something at the beginning of the round, man. They're just going to do that.
That's funny.
That is funny.
Lighter weaponry here. Went for an attempt. Nobody will not give up this space either. In fact, the rest
this
of
pause is great.
Him. Very pushed up through A main. Looking for a play. With the peak though. Turret did not get broken.
Timing's a little bit unlucky for G2 here. I'm very lucky for Kankang.
Really seem good enough here, but if Chichu can
I like what he's done here though. Like, he uses the dash early and then he goes back for more. Nice shot from Leaf. A great flash once again from Simon.
Live and active into it. Phantoms in hand. Jonah P will offset most of it.
Another sick round with 4 people alive. Their money's really good. Money's really good. One away from Jonah P's or Trent.
That duo play between either
right?
Chichu and
Oh no,
Simon,
okay, he has his ult.
and then trying to set up Smoggy, who had the stinger. Jonah just swings kind of behind a few of the rest of his pack and takes them both down. He's anti-flash. Deals with them really nicely there. But Valen did use Reckoning. So they're not saving big ultimates for big moments. They use the thrash.
Right, they just got to go round by round at the moment, really.
They're not
Logic _ Valo, thank you so much, man. Thank you for the gifted.
Right now, This
Trying
round
to
really
underscore
matters.
on top.
I can't blame them. EDG are up to 11, but you are right. Sometimes you have to
Take flight.
stretch whatever resources you have. Really quite thin. Drone.
Don't ignore the other gifted. There was another one.
Dizzy as well, so nobody knows that there's 2 players here. Despite that fact,
What
it's not
the
that
hell?
far
Who
away.
is this Anon, bro?
So take
Not a
this
chance I
angle.
can say that. Thank you, Anon.
These are the kind of moments where it worries me that nobody is playing aggressively like this because, again, you're 5 rounds up. You actually don't need to take these kind of risks. But maybe a risk like this will end up putting them over the line.
It's just a feed waiting to happen, Trent. Okay, drone's going to be used as well, so nobody will get the hell out of there. Lockdown's going to be used as a response to this. EDG going to be...
They have
Yeah,
Sovereign.
there's a Sovereign to break this one, so...
I mean, yeah, we're
break
going
that
for this.
fast as well. Plant down from
This was
Icy
nice.
with
They
Wingman
waited a
drop,
little
so
bit as well. So
at least get themselves into the post plant.
you get a plant. They use Cove to cover Wingman.
Look at
They got
Jonah
double
P
mollies
out
down.
here on B, by the way.
He's going to be trying to wrap this one while nobody's way
Yeah,
ahead
and
of the
it's
rest of
a
his team as
solid
well, so
round
they're
from
gonna drop first
G2,
kill
man.
advantage
Both of these attacks
And
look
honestly, the fight
great.
might just be over
Nice
before
shots,
Jonah P even
bro.
gets into the fray. Icy. 3 on the board.
Put
there's
a
2 players
duelist
left to stand.
on
You know the maths.
Gecko.
To potentially an ace, but not anymore. Jonah P.
My ultimate is ready.
Ordered him as well.
Strikes right
Waiting
from
for
behind there,
Icy.
so-
Here comes Icy.
All the timing's taken. And Icy just running his body in.
Nicely done.
Based
This was
on the
very
end of
good from
the
G2.
Jonah
What
P
do you
got
reckon?
onto the
EDG
Viper's
timeout?
pit, and Icy's
like-
not too far away from Thrash now as well after he popped off in that round. He's only 1 away. So after my criticism of how G2 were using their ults, they've actually just managed to win an incredibly crucial round, fairly dry, to get the ult cycle working again. And as much as we were talking about, EDG massively in the lead,
play this round.
Here we go. Let's see the weird
EDG
play.
are going to take attack timeout, and you hear Trent already calling it out there. He's expecting something unusual. Something that's going to knock G2 off their game to push them over the edge. I could absolutely see that.
Change the
And
YouTube
Kang Kang also has
title,
Blade
or-
Storm.
Yeah.
If there was going to be any round where Kang Kang's going to dig a tunnel and pop up behind you or something. some kind of weird thing that
Bro's been
Kang
watching
could
too much
do.
Pokemon, man. What?
Yep,
It would
certainly.
be this one. Yeah, but what I was going to say was G2 are actually starting to make this look reasonable. The gap's down to 4. They've just won 4 in a row. And we're starting to see Valen really heat up with his attack side call and getting a nice read on what's happening in the game. So
How many rounds do G2 need before you start to become a
Okay,
bit of a lead?
YouTube
Only one
title has
more
been
rifle
changed.
round.
Should be better now.
Yeah,
So if they win
absolutely.
this-
If they win this and win
Logic
the
underscore
next rifle
Valo,
round,
thank you so
it's
much.
11
Gifted.
to 9.
This is a relatively normal
Probably
one from you,
EDG
Logic.
used a lot of their
Thank you
ults,
so much,
and
man.
then it's
Trent underscore
insanely-
FPS.
It is game on at that point. Obviously,
Win Trent.
2 more rounds is not the easiest thing in the world for G2 to be able to string together. That would be 6 in a row. But let's keep our focus in the here and now because Trent was
Still,
expecting
whoa.
something silly, something weird.
Why is it red?
About to find out if EDG have been cooking with it. As you mentioned,
Yeah,
there's
they
Blade Storm
were.
here in the mix for Kang Kang. Gonna be holding on to this one.
It's
Defensive
still
setup, though, hasn't really
kind of
shifted
scary
that
just
much.
because he has knives.
Not going for any stacks
Yeah,
into there.
yeah,
Just
Jonah
stacks,
waited
just
like
same
what?
old, same
Just
old.
a little bit longer for that
Playing
one.
over towards A, mid.
Secure it.
Down
Recon
range.
goes over towards A, gets in shot, and G2
keeping a
really
very
are
confident
waiting
lead.
for something weird.
That G2 do
Without
not
passive
go A
default.
early on. You see that the A site is pretty open almost all
that
the
one,
time. There's only nobody holding towards there. This
That
looks like
one
very
Logic
specific
is
preparation done
more
against G2
like your
Icebox.
normal ones. Thank you for the gifted Logic.
Thus far, it's been all right, but G2 have done great with the space that they've taken on A. They're so patient here, G2, waiting for that aggression, but EDG also matching them bar for bar with the patience.
Yeah, right down to that minute mark. And through mid, Chichu wants to take the peak. Wide committal. No heads to be popped.
You can't allow the time to run too low here if you're Valen, because nobody has that Hunter's Fury.
Seeing that pressure as well, might be calling for a
Okay,
few
2
bodies.
pass and fake.
Moving over towards them.
Do these 2.
Not too much
Dude,
shifting
look at
there.
him
In
though.
fact,
Every
EDG
single
have
time he
started to win
re-clears
right now, and
instantly
making
over
rotation
towards
over
A.
towards A.
Round
It is the
before
danger
they
zone.
pushed him
We're
off, he
talking
went back
about right now,
aggro.
Josh, nobody.
It was in spawn. This one,
They
he
play
just
offsite here,
insta
play for
re-clears.
Yeah, but
Got
he's
4
not really
people
going to
here,
do that
30
one. Icy with the
seconds.
plans, 47-4s need to be defended. It's not.
Yeah,
Already
25
broken. Nobody in
seconds.
G2. They strike from the sides to pin to play. Double pronged in the approach, and guess what? It's worked out fully in the favor.
Dude, the flashes.
Again in the refight here with the rifles. They're going to try and sail their way through this course, but already it's tumultuous indeed.
Nicely done. Oi, shout out to Kang
Running
Kang.
them down,
That
and a
info
thrifty win
here,
to get EDG
just
up
not
to
getting
that
pushed
12.
off was everything, man.
G2 were ready
5
for
chances.
it. G2 knew it was
Big,
coming,
big
and
info
yet
from
they still
Kankan.
could not stop it. Ran perfectly into
Yeah, 4 people
that
with the
read.
wall up. As soon as they get that kill and they stop the
EDG
plant
had
from
4
Wingman,
players
it's just
rotating over to
open.
the A side.
30
Only
seconds
Kankan
left.
on the other side of the map before the plant was even anywhere near ready to go down.
Yeah, and this little 1-2 again. They're
patience
playing
from
so
G2
well
ended up being their
together.
worst enemy there. Time
Like,
was
so
not on
well
their side.
together.
Now, whereas it looked like those 4 in a row were going to set a comeback. onto
Every
the path
single
for
swing we
G2.
see right now from EDG has someone either ready to swing off the contact or like swinging at the same time. They are just a unit at the moment. Every single thing is like calculated from EDG.
Now under pressure. It's on the shoulders of G2 right now. Once more, playing it slow initially here, but now waiting it out and taking a main control. They have ults to use.
I think this is one of the key things that people are struggling against some of the Chinese teams. They always re-aggro the pressure. You're not wrong, because it was like they...
Simon is swinging wildly into them,
dude, Simon's been really good as well, even just util-wise flashes. It was like what we were talking about on Bind Bacon, like where they did like the NRG, like when I was comparing them to Stage 1 NRG, when they're doing like the fake question mark and it insta gets cleared. Like all the Chinese teams are using like numbers of people to re-clear, and it is annihilating the Americas teams at least today.
Can even afford to clear. This setup looks nice from nobody in Chishu.
Gets a crossfire. That's not broken. Trent, though, he's gonna
This
be
is what I'm
dropped, and
saying.
damage
There's
done
always
straight
someone
through the
here.
wall. Wingman
There's
broken
always
once
someone
more.
here to
Icy
trade it. 30.
the K down,
Wait,
attack,
what is real
forcing them
HP?
forward
62?
into the fight as well. Needs to try and isolate some of these fights. Done so. 1v1. All to survive.
Damn, bro.
Icy
Okay,
has
solid
only
from
gone and
Icy.
done it.
Yeah, he's been good in these couple of rounds.
It's survival. That's
Last
what
3
that
rounds,
means
he's been
for
really
G2.
good. Okay, 5 chances down to 4.
My God, did it take everything from them?
Yeah, it's just not
EDG
a,
setup
it's not a
looked
convincing
really
round.
solid on site there. They've
They had
been
a few of
breaking
them,
these
but
wingmans very consistently when they've been coming into A. Thrash was irretrievable. Didn't make a difference in the round at all,
bro,
and yet
3 of
IC
them
didn't
ate that
need it.
flash. It was a great flash from Simon.
Great kills towards the end, and fantastic fake plants for him to be able to get up into a position to win that.
You can't argue with that.
Leaf is picking up an attack side op to try
Okay,
to make something
EDG
happen. 4 chances remain. for
Just
EDG
down to an
close.
eco. Got a hero gun.
Kankan himself.
Yeah,
wants
dude,
to go
any
with
little
things.
bit of pressure, they're just like,
Dash
hey,
was
let's see if
activated
anyone
off the
followed it
back.
up.
Tilt's gonna be fading away, though.
I actually think the attack op would work pretty well.
So
Like,
an
once you
aggressive
take map
off
control,
angle
you
into
just
the
hold it
right
with the attack op.
And Chichu going re-exploring into mid. He has
Is that
been
why
punished
China
with his
have
peeks
to
onto
use
the
attack
turret
ops
up
all the
until
time?
now.
Because everyone just re-clears all your info. Like, everyone just re-clears any little bit of map
Get a
pressure.
spot to
And you
throw
have to
the
have an
pieces
op on
by
attack
getting
to
a
just make
backside
sure that they
bomb as
can't
well.
do it.
No idea. Nobody looks like he wants to take another swing at this. They still have the turret up for mid information, but they're so hungry for it.
Yeah. The difficulties here for ED, or for G2 I should say, is don't want to be running into the same problems that opened you up for the thrifty loss earlier. Got
Absolutely.
EDG up to 12, with time becoming an issue once more.
Either...
Drone up and over the
Nice.
dodge, only tagging onto the one as well. Might
Gotta
be
keep
a
an eye out.
double
Wow, this guy's
activation.
this guy's so confident. Wait, chill, 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 chill.
Going to be into his face as well. Plenty of targets up and over. Jonah P just did not know
What's
which way
going
to
on?
adjust.
They
This
didn't
is it,
expect him to
surely.
be so close, man. They expected him to be running him back.
Nanoswarms at your feet, Detted, ready and waiting. Trent is spotted.
Oh
taken
my
out,
god,
fucking
he
wide.
did
Simon
everything. He got
denied,
4.
but not enough.
Okay, they're so
To the
insane,
night,
bro.
IC
They're
that
so
one, still
confident.
13 to wait
They
for
just
the
stick in
finish.
positions where
EDG.
people should normally
They
fall
get
back,
over that
or you would
finish
expect
line,
them to
and
normally
Icebox
fall back.
is theirs.
An incredible
this was
map
G2's
to
map
open
pick as
things
well.
up in this series.